All right, let's go ahead and look at exterior angles of a triangle. And what we're going to do first before we even begin is we're going to define a vocabulary word that you're going to come across or hear. That vocabulary word is remote interior angles. Just a reminder, interior means inside. So when we talk about remote interior angles, these are the interior angles that are not adjacent, which means next to a given exterior angle. So sorry, this should be exterior angle. This is two words. All right, so again, remote interior angles are basically the two angles opposite the exterior angle that we are looking for, okay? So to give you an example, I have a triangle down here, okay? The triangle has angles A, B, and C, as you can see here. I then extended one of the lines from the triangle to create an exterior angle. So an exterior angle is just created with a triangle line extended just beyond the triangle, okay? And so I labeled this angle 1 right here. So when I look at this and I look at angle 1, this is your exterior angle. All right. Your two remote interior angles are the angles that are not adjacent to it. So right now, C is adjacent to 1. So C and 1 are adjacent. So that means, again, means next to. So I don't want C. What I want is I want B and I want A. Okay? A and B are my remote interior angles. And again, they're the remote interior angles to angle 1. All right? Which is my exterior angle. So the remote interior angles to angle 1 is A and B. 2, 1. Okay? So what we know is this. We know that if we take angle A and we add the measure of angle A, and we add that to the measure of angle B, we will get the measure of angle 1. Okay? So to give you an example of what that means by numbers is this. If I created a triangle and this was 50, this was 60, and this was 70, in order to figure out the measure of angle 1, what I could do is I could take A, which is 50, I could add it to B, which is 60, all right? And this will give me the measure of this angle right here, measure of angle 1, okay? So 50 plus 60 equals 110, and so that would mean that the measure of angle 1 would be 110 degrees. There's another way to figure out this 110 degrees. It's dealing with supplementary angles, which we'll get into later on. Supplementary angles are two angles that equal 180 degrees. All right? So let me go ahead and show you another one with another triangle. Okay? So I'm going to have this triangle right here. It's going to be a right triangle. And I know that because I'm going to put a right angle in there. This is going to be angle, this is going to be 30 degrees. This is going to be 60 degrees, okay? And then the missing angle that I'm going to look for in this one is going to be this angle right here. Let's just call this one 2. We'll call this one right here 2. Because if I extend the line this way, this would be angle 1, and then if I extend it this way, this would be angle 3. So see how I extended those and I got exterior angles from that? Okay? So I want to try to find the measure of this angle right here, 2. How I do that is to find the two remote interior angles. The remote interior angles are the ones that are not adjacent to 2. So 60 is adjacent to 2. So that would mean I would need 30 and then 90 degrees. So 30 degrees plus 90 degrees is equal to the measure of angle 2. All right? And if I add those two together, I get 120 degrees. So the measure of angle 2 is 120 degrees. Say, for example, I wanted the measure of angle 1. To find the measure of angle 1, I would have to identify the adjacent angle, which is 30, okay? And then so since this is 30, I would need these two angles. So to find the measure of angle 1, I would need to do 90 plus 60, and that would give me the measure of angle 1, because those are the two remote interior angles. 90 plus 60 is 150. So the 150 is the measure of angle 1. So number 2 is equal to 120 degrees. Number 1 is equal to 150 degrees. And let's just go ahead and figure out angle 3 the measure of angle 3 while we're at it. All right. In order to find the measure of angle 3, I have to identify the two remote interior angles, which would be 30 and 60, because that is the one that is not adjacent to 3. So, or those are not the ones. So 30 plus 60 degrees is equal to the measure of angle 3. And when I do 30 plus 60, I end up with an answer of 90 degrees. 90 is the measure of angle 3. All right. Hopefully you start to notice a pattern if you end up finding all of the measures of the exterior angles. So if you take 120, 150, and 90, you'll start to notice a pattern if you take all 3 exterior angles. But that's for another day. So in each of the examples, we've been given the interior angles, and we were finding the total of the exterior angle. In this last example, let's go ahead and look at an example where I am giving the exterior angle, and I have to find the missing interior angle. So again, I'm going to draw a triangle here. All right, let's just extend this line right here. Let's look for this. This is the angle we're going to get. We're told already ahead of time, hey, this angle right here is 130 degrees. Okay. We're also told that this right here is 70 degrees. We're not told what this one is. All right. And so as a result, what we need to do, and we'll just call this one Y. All right. What we need to do is, in order to find this one, we need to use the two remote interior angles. The two remote interior angles are 70 and X. So again, what I would do is I do 70 degrees plus X degrees, and it gives me that exterior angle that the two remote ones go to, which is 130. So I have 70 plus X equals 130. I would subtract 70 because I would just subtract an equation like I normally do. Those cancel out. That leaves me with X degrees. 130 minus 70 gives me 60. And so as a result, I find that other remote interior angle. That other remote interior angle is 60 degrees.